This story focuses on a group of teenagers going on vacation. They are Alex, Prue, Amy, B, Liam, and Finn. It turns out they are all traveling to a breathtaking destination deep in the Brazilian rainforest. They continue their journey with excitement. However, along the way, a motorcyclist suddenly blocks their bus. The bus driver honks several times, but the motorcyclist ignores it. When the driver tries to overtake, unfortunately, a pedestrian appears ahead, causing the bus to swerve and ultimately plummet into a ravine. Luckily, there are no fatalities in the accident. However, due to the incident, they are forced to continue their journey on foot. After walking a considerable distance, they finally arrive at a stunning beach, their ultimate vacation destination. Upon reaching the shore, they immediately unwind by playing ball, sunbathing, and swimming. While there, Alex and Prue meet and befriend two Swedish tourists named Sven and Lisa. They are accompanied by a local named Kiko, who works as a tour guide. Later, Lisa invites Alex and the others to join a party that will be held on the beach that night. Hearing the invitation, they eagerly agree as they have no other plans besides enjoying the beach. As night falls, the tourists enthusiastically participate in the celebration hosted by the locals. As time goes on, they drink heavily, dance, and have fun. However, as the night deepens, they start feeling an overwhelming dizziness until they all eventually pass out. The next morning, Alex, who is the first to regain consciousness, quickly wakes B. As they come to, they are shocked to discover that all their valuables, wallets, rings, necklaces, and other belongings, are completely gone. At that moment, they realize that the drinks provided by the locals were likely laced with sleeping drugs, rendering them unconscious. Meanwhile, elsewhere, some locals are seen taking Sven and Lisa away to an unknown destination. The way they are being handled makes it seem as if they are nothing more than livestock. During the journey, the four captors stop to rest by the river. Seizing the opportunity, Sven attempts to escape. Slowly, he tries to untie Lisa's hands, but unfortunately, they are caught. Lisa immediately sprints away as fast as she can, while Sven is mercilessly slashed to death by one of the men. Lisa keeps running for her life, but in a tragic turn of events, she accidentally falls off a cliff and dies. Elsewhere, Alex and the others attempt to reach a nearby settlement, hoping to find help. However, while there, Alex notices a young boy wearing his hat. Realizing this, they immediately chase after the boy, believing he might know something about what happened the previous night. Since the boy is difficult to catch, Liam throws a rock that hits him square on the head. This act enrages the locals, and Alex and his friends nearly get mobbed. Fortunately, Kiko arrives just in time and quickly calms the crowd. He then takes them all to his uncle's house, which is deep in the forest. Feeling guilty about what happened, Kiko promises to help the tourists recover their belongings that were stolen by the villagers. On their way, they decide to take a short break at a waterfall. While unwinding, they enjoy the scenery and go for a swim. However, an unexpected incident occurs. Kiko jumps from the waterfall but lands on a rock instead. As a result, he suffers serious injuries. Alex and his friends rush to help him and treat his wounds first. Once Kiko is in a more stable condition, they resume their journey. Eventually, they arrive at his uncle's house, but the place appears eerily quiet, with no one in sight. With no other option, they enter the house to look for medicine to treat Kiko's injuries. While exploring the house, Alex accidentally discovers a drawer containing passports belonging to foreign individuals. Though startled, he tries to think positively, assuming that they might belong to Kiko's friends or relatives. That night, while they are all resting, a helicopter suddenly arrives carrying Kiko's uncle and his men. It is revealed that Kiko's uncle is named Zamora. To their horror, Zamora harbors a deep hatred toward foreign tourists who visit his land. One of Zamora's men approaches Alex and warns him, "If you want to stay alive, you'd better leave this place." Zamora's hatred for foreigners stems from a tragic event in the past. Years ago, a group of foreign criminals abducted locals, not only kidnapping them but also murdering them to harvest their organs. Before that horrific incident, the villagers were known for their warm hospitality. welcoming anyone who visited. However, everything changed after the tragedy struck. Kiko tries to reason with his uncle, pleading that Alex and his friends are not bad people. But Zamora refuses to listen. Eventually, he drugs Alex and the others, rendering them unconscious. Meanwhile, Amy regains consciousness only to find herself strapped to an operating table. Panic sets in as she sees Zamora standing beside her, preparing to cut her open and harvest some of her organs. These organs, he claims, will be given to locals in need, as a form of retribution for what foreign tourists did years ago. In the corner of the room, Finn watched the horrifying scene, trembling in fear, desperately hoping for a way to escape. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Kiko arrived to rescue Alex and the others. However, before they could leave, Kiko instructed B and Prue to run ahead, while he and the other men returned to save Amy, who was still trapped in the operating room. After sneaking into the room where Finn was held, Alex and the others managed to free him from the operating table. However, just as they were about to escape, one of Zamora's men spotted them, triggering a shootout. Unfortunately, in the crossfire, Finn was fatally shot, while Liam was captured again and rendered unconscious. The next morning, they finally reunited with B and Prue. However, Kiko warned them that the place was still unsafe. He urged them to hide inside a cave near the waterfall. Sadly, when they arrived at the cave, they found that Zamora and several of his men were already there, waiting. Without hesitation, they opened fire on everyone, including Kiko, who was shot dead, despite being Zamora's own nephew. Now only Alex, B, and Prue remained. If they wanted to survive, their only option was to fight Zamora's group. Running was not an option, as they would be gunned down immediately. With no other choice, they were forced to fight back, sneaking around in hopes of taking down Zamora's men one by one, while searching for a way out. Luckily, they managed to defeat Zamora's men one after another. When Zamora himself finally arrived, they ambushed him from behind, repeatedly striking him with a rock. Just as they were about to finish Zamora off, one of his men suddenly appeared. However, instead of saving his boss, he shot Zamora dead. It turned out he had grown sick of Zamora's cruelty all this time. After killing Zamora, the man simply walked away, leaving the 3 survivors behind. After enduring a series of terrifying events, Alex, B, and Prue finally encountered a group of local villagers who were deeply concerned upon seeing their condition. The villagers immediately provided aid and took care of them. In short, after receiving care and assistance for several days, Alex, Prue, and B were finally able to return to their home country.